Hello, all my stamping friends. I'm Lisa Fulford, your creative coach. And if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. And if you are a returning viewer, then I want to welcome you back. And if you're the first time here, I do things all crafty, from gift boxes and bags to cards and mystery stamping and bingos and just different things. And I'll make all kinds of crafty things, cards and everything. So if you would put in the comments below where you're viewing from, I'd greatly appreciate that. And so we're going to get started with our project today of This is the Mystery Hour. So I'm going to turn my camera to this. Oops. Sorry, the timer started over. All right, and then give me one moment. There we go. All right, so for my mystery stamping, how I do that is I will give clues, and I did post them on my Facebook group this week. So I am now doing the recording of that. This is a pre-recorded because I had I have a doctor's appointment. So anyway, we're gonna get started with this really cute card. I really love this card, and then I made it with another set. So this design could go for all kinds of different cards. So we'll get started with that right now. So here's my clues. And if you want to find the clues, my Facebook page is Creative Coach Lisa Fulford. And if you go there, I also have a group for the mystery stamping, and you can ask to join that. And that is usually where I have the clues. I do also put them on my business page, not all the time, but I do always put them in the mystery stamping group. So you can join that so that you can find the clues. So we'll get started with this. For our card base, it's any cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I'm using our thick white. I'll scoot this over here. So this is our thick white, and it's scored here at 4 1/4, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And so then the next one is a cardstock, and it's 5 1/4 by 4, and that's crumb cake that I'm using. And so all of these for the cardstock one, they're all crumb cake for me. All right, so then I have another piece here that's 5 1/4 by 2. The next one is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I have a 2.5 by 1. Then we go to the next cardstock, and I have the sample that I did for this card, but I wanted to show it and also show it in a stepped up version. So this one here I did step up by putting it through an embossing folder. I thought they kind of look like flowers, but they're stars. But anyway, that's Night of Navy, and it's 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have another piece of cardstock here in a third color, and it's 2 3/8 by 7/8. Now on to the DSP. I have a 2 5/8 by 2 5/8, and another piece that's 1 3/4 by 5. And this DSP is our Floral Delight 12 by 12 paper. It is in the mini January through April 2025 catalog that goes live to customers on January 7th, and it's on page 35 of that catalog. If you want to be able to get these items earlier, then you can become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And with that being said, you don't have to demonstrate. You can be a hobbyist where you just sign up. You get the perks of signing up as a demonstrator, and then you can just purchase from yourself and get at least a 20% discount. So that's always fun. But if you're interested in that, you can contact me and I will fill you in with the rest of that information. And then you could get these products in your starter kit if you want it, and order things early. That's the fun part about being a demonstrator, is that you can order early. So enough about that. Let's get into our cards. So I did put that you could have die cuts, pieces, or embellishments for your card. You could do ribbons and different things, but I didn't need those. I have what I need here, and it turned out really cute. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pair up all my pieces. So, I mean, it's probably fairly easy to figure out what pieces went where, because they're all just a step down. Okay, so now with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to try to line it up side to side, and I want it to be just a little bit past this end. Kind of like that. And if you need to like put some mint tape or post tape or post-it note on there, that's fine. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to go up the center and I'm just going to snip. Okay. And I'm going to come over here to this bottom layer here because it's just past it. I'll go to this bottom layer and cut to that snip. And go from this corner to that snip. And then these should just go away, and that's trash. And then that way you have a perfectly lined up banner. Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to start adding our pieces together. I usually use glue every time. I'm going to try and use my Stampin' Seal a little bit more than what I normally do. I do really like the green glue, and look at this cute little ornament that I have to put my glue in. And I think it's the Country Hive. They sell those, so there's a little tidbit for you. I have a Christmas tree, the Joy Christmas bulb, a sunflower, and a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, an Easter egg, and seems like there's something, oh, a cupcake for my birthday month. So it just makes me happy to have something cute sitting on my desk. But anyway, that's a plug for the Country Hive. And no, they don't know me from Adam, except for maybe from our orders. But they're very nice people to deal with. I'm just doing little dots of it, so I'm not, doing big swipes of that. I just, makes me nervous that it may not hold, but if this is really sticky, my finger, if you can see here, it just tore, I don't know if you can see it, right here, it just tore the paper because it stuck to my finger, so it's pretty tough stuff. I just don't use it as much as I do the, Tombow glue. I love the Tombow glue, but I thought, well, I need to start showing some other things. Now I've got some pieces here that are frayed, and I have a sander here that I could sand it with, but I have found that if you take your piercing tool, and this is one of our old ones, but you could take your pick tool with the piercing tool and just run it along. Whoops. I think it's because it's embossed. And just run it along that edge. It gets rid of those. It pushes it up underneath or something. I don't know what it does, but it works. So there's that. Set that off to the side. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. This is beautiful paper. And I love to put navy and yellow together. And this has Daffodil Delight, and it has Lemon Lolly in this. Okay. And then I like to have it on the landscape so that it's easier for me to see the long edges with the shorter side edges than to try to do portrait and hope that I get it straight, because I never get it straight when I do it portrait. There we go. So now then I've got that one. Now I'm going to do this one. I always check to make certain it matches, because every once in a while I will think I cut it right and I cut it wrong. I just like to check before I try putting things together. Still trying to figure out what's the best way to get that Stampin' Seal to flow better. It's really sticky. I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about it not holding well. Sometimes our snail that we used to have, after a while it would loosen and then pop off, because I found some cards that I made a few years back because I was pulling out Christmas cards, and the fronts had popped off, so I had to redo that part of it. But they're still really cute cards. All right, so I've got this, and I'm using the Happy Birthday from the that is that Adventurous Sky. This is the front of our new mini catalog. Isn't that beautiful? It's really pretty. Anyway, so that's a little sneak peek. We're using Night of Navy, because I like to pull in more colors, so that would be these. And then I have, this is Lemon Lolly, and I think this is Lemon Lolly here, and this is a mixture of Lemon Lolly and the Daffodil Delight. Ink this up lightly. I'm just barely tapping. And then stamp. And this block that I'm using, it is Stampin' Up. They come in the paper pumpkins. And so this is a paper pumpkin block. Now I'm going to flip that over and try it again. The A did not stamp, so I hope it lines up with my banner that I did. If not, it'll be close enough. That looks pretty good now. I make mistakes too, so there's two sides to every project, and unless they watch this video, they won't even know that it is, a mistake. Okay, so now this, I don't want to use the Stampin' Seal because of these little points. I want to use my liquid glue. Whoops, off camera again. I want to use my liquid glue. Just put a small amount. I'll lay this down here. Also, trying to line this up with the liquid glue, it makes it where you have some wiggle room. All right, so now it's time to start putting everything together. This is my base. I'm going to fold it over. Get lined up. I've got blue on my finger somewhere. There's a hint of it there, but it'll be covered. Oh, I was going to use snail, or that's fine. I'll just use my glue. Have it out, so that's my go-to. Line this up. There we go. Then I want to, there it is. I'll use a little both on this one, just for safe sake, because this is in the embossing, dynamic embossing folder, 3D. All right, so we'll take this and I want to line up the edges with the lowest layer here. I'm gonna put that there. Drop it down. Straighten it up the best that I can. Looks about good, and then press down. And that way the Stampin' Seal helps hold it while the glue then can take effect and hold. Alright, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this. I'm going to do 5. And even though this is several layers here, I think it looks fine with the dimensionals on all of it. Pick that up. And then I want to decide what I want. So I think I want it going this way because I want this big flower to show. I'm going to come in here and leave a little bit of a border down here and one on the side of this DSP. It looks fairly straight. When it's a gingham like that, you have more to go off of. Alright, so that's pressed down. And now we're going to add this, and I'm going to do dimensionals and glue with it also, because anything that's covering here, we don't want dimensionals because it'll make it cockeyed. We will want glue here and then dimensionals shown over here so it's at the same height. So the way I do that is I put one here, and with this having points on it, I don't want them to get ruined. So I'm putting a couple dimensionals close to that end, like that. I'll go ahead and take these backings off before I put the glue on, because I will stick my hand in the glue and then have it everywhere. Alright, so I'll add some glue there. Pick that up. Then I want to kind of just bring it over. Straighten it up and then press it down. Like that. We're not finished yet. These are some of our antique pearls. I think they're in the catalog. I'm not 100% certain of that. They are new. Put that down there. Pick another one up. And the way I do this is I do the top and the bottom when you're going to do threes. Line it up. Like that. Now you take this last one and you place it in the middle so you can split the difference. And that way you have those three in a line. And that is the antique pearls. And the paper I told you was Floral Delight, and it's very pretty. And then we're almost finished. I want to bring in my Wink of Stella. I want to brush it on my petals of my flower. So it just gives a little shimmer and shine. Now, if you have the stamp set and different things, or you could use DSP, you could put it on the inside. But here is, I don't know if you can see that shine on there. Come on, focus. There. So So there's a little bit of shimmer. Not a lot, but you can see it now, like right in here. So it just gives a little bit. Now in person you can see it better. So see that dimension there. Okay, so here's the one that I made ahead of time, and it's just flat. Okay, so there's that card. And then here's the stepped up version by putting it through that embossing folder. And that embossing folder is, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. It is the Starstruck embossing folder. Now, I cannot remember if it's in the catalog or if it's one of the celebration things. I think it's in the catalog, but I'm not 100% certain, but I know it's new. So those are our cards, and the mystery has been solved, but I also have another one so that this one has animals, and then it's got the fish and the seaweed, and so it says, "Hey friends," and I did a little pop of color because of the Calypso coral for the fish. And then this is a new embossing folder also, and it is called Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. So that's a couple of the new embossing folders, a couple new papers that we have. This is out of a stamp set that I do believe, let's see, it's a celebration one, and I did the Hey Friends, and I was going to do the fish here, but I took it out of the Utterly Amazing. I did these fish right here, and this, like I said, is an online exclusive, but you can go there. This is already available. These are not until January the 7th, I do believe. So I hope that you enjoyed today's project and the extra sample that I have here. And I want to thank you for joining me for my mystery hour. I hope you found some inspiration in this card design. I really like it. It can be adapted. You could put this image over here and have your banner go in the other direction. I could have done that so that I didn't cover up this little otter, but it was kind of like these two were talking. Hey friend. So anyway, there are my cards. And so I want to thank you again for joining me. And don't forget, if you want to go down into the comments and let me know where you're viewing from, I really appreciate that. I like to know, where you're at and different things like that. And tell me what you think of the cards, or which one is your favorite, the one with the Floral Delight or the one with the utterly adorable paper. And then if you haven't already, subscribe. I ask you if you'd do that for me. It always helps my channel. And then if you like this card, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. So have a happy day, and thank you, and happy stamping. Bye-bye.